Hello everyone, how are you all? Hope everyone's well. Life's slowly getting back to normal. People off to work and stuff like that. It's all a bit surreal, everything at the moment. I've been working all the way through this, I think most people know, because I'm a support worker. And doing these videos was a way of helping me deal with the anxiety, the stress and everything else that was going on around me. I found myself putting out videos as a way just to distract myself. So I took a little bit of a break. I think in a month, or just over a month, I put like 30 different videos of various quality. I mean, they're still not the best quality now. Don't think my productions or anything ever will be. But I needed to step back a little bit and see, was I making videos for me, or was I just making videos for the sake of making videos? And after not doing them for a bit, I am actually making them for me. Not just for me, but for a couple of people who mean a lot to me that I haven't been able to see during this whole lockdown. And it's been a way of us like talking backwards and forwards. My mate Pod, James Pooler, everybody calls him Pod. I was having a conversation with him, and he said that he has not seen anyone apart from his parents this whole lockdown. And he just goes outside, goes to his shed, sits there, chills out for a bit, has a beer, wink wink, and sits and puts the videos on. And he said it feels like, even though I haven't seen him since February, it feels like we can still have this conversation backwards and forwards to each other. He still hates me that I put the Toto Africa music up, but I know it's just a joke now, but it's our joke. And other people like mate John, who I know he's been on his own quite a lot, but he's been really helping me out with like groups and chats and things like that. He's been playing a lot of Elite. I can't remember which version it is, mate, but I know I can put a fair few hours into that. And it's just been nice putting these videos up and back. So it was like the last video I put up about the G7000. That was really nice, because that's against this system that he had, and we've got a connection over that Killer Bees game. We really have. And mate Steve, good luck. He's due. Him and his missus is due another baby, like literally within weeks. And who would have got Stephen Jones from Dovecoats, mate I grew up with now, is going to have 2 sons. I hope they give you as much hell as you gave your parents, mate. I really do. So yeah, that was just. I know I feel like I'm rambling, but I've realised that even if it's just a handful of people actually watch these videos, as much as making these videos is helping me, I know that it's helping a couple of people out there as well. And I know there's probably more. It's really it's silly, isn't it? It really is. But just talking, just communicating, messaging. I mean, I've also started up a Facebook group. It's called Random Nerd Chat. If you haven't seen it, just come along to have a look. There's no selling on it whatsoever. It's not just for one thing, not just for games or for spectrums or for toys or anything else. Anything nerdy, whether it's crocheting, baking, painting, games, movies. A lot of movies. I didn't realise there wasn't a lot of VHS collectors out there. I thought I was mad. You know what I mean? And I've found people now who have got some of the biggest collections I've ever seen, and some really good movies. Some bad movies as well. So yeah, just it's been nice. I've connected with a lot of different people over through this through YouTube, or for that YouTube channel. Yeah, you know what I mean. Facebook group, that's the one. Yeah, whenever I do these videos, I guarantee to get something wrong. That's just how it is. And you know what? I'll keep them in if it makes it more real. Right. Anyway. Enough of the rambling, enough of the just talking about me and other people and stuff like that. Since the last video, I have had a few deliveries. I've had a bit of problem with posts at the moment. There's a few that have gone missing, which I'd love to be in this video, but they just disappeared. Hopefully I'll find it's not about the money, as I think most people who collect retro games, you know what I mean, you can get the money back, you can earn the money, but if a game's lost, it's lost, and it's so sad, especially when it's like a couple of Spectrum games these were. And it's going to be hard to get them again. So, let's carry on get off the rambling and make a start. It's been a while since I did a video, so I'm not sure whether I've showed this or not. But this is for the Atari 400, 800 plus, and it is the Ultimate Cart, which you can see it on there. And it's basically a cartridge with the SD card in the top, which makes it really, really convenient to play games. There's an awful lot of homebrews and stuff like that, which you just put onto the card, plug in, play, carry on. Really nice bit of kit this is. Looking forward to giving this a proper go. Not had much chance recently. Where should we start? I'll start with this one. No, let's start with this one. A random bundle that I bought. Just really, really good price, but I bought it for a couple of games that are in it. Again, time has passed, yet I'm still going for the small box Spectrum Commodore CPC games, and this is for, what's this for? Spectrum, and it's Moonwalker. Sadly, it is missing the poster, but this whole little bundle of games, it cost me 12 quid. I wasn't going to say no to it. Give it a go. It's an interesting one. It's a bit slow paced. I think there's more effort put into the loading screen and everything else in the music than the actual game. I'd give it a good 5-minute go, but yeah, probably I'll load it once or twice maybe. I'm actually running out of space on this shelf here. I may have to either move things around or stop this collection. I don't know. What else is in there? We had a Hit Squad game, and it's the real Ghostbusters. I know there's a lot of people are making a big push for Hit Squad games at the moment. There's a Hit Squad Facebook group that's come out, and some of the money that people are spending on Hit Squad games, some of the high-end ones, it's eye-watering. It really is. If I spent that much money on a game, wife would kick me out. But yeah, Ghostbusters was in this bundle. Nice conversion, very colourful. As I said, as most Spectrum games are. I think it helps me with being really colourful Spectrum games, being colourblind. I do struggle with the Commodore 64. Colours seem to sort of merge and melt together. What we've got here? Mario Brothers on the Spectrum by Ocean. I love that. Got Nintendo written on the back. Very, very, very good port of the game. Very playable. Really is. It's a nice game, that one. And Rasputin. I keep picking this over here, and it's always the demo version. I don't think I've ever picked up the full version of this. So yeah, that'll be, I'd say, double. That'll be on the Random Nerd chat. It says no selling, but I'll tend to give a couple of games away as I've got little bundles, freebies, little competitions and stuff like that. There was Cheese Wars, I think, is the last one we did, and it's just some of the most cheesy music going. Although somebody did put up Iron Maiden as cheesy music. Nah, I'm not having that. World Class Leaderboard, it's golf. Yeah, it just came in the bundle. I won't play that. Good for another case if I need it though. Couple of Dizzy games. Dizzy's a bit Marmite really. You either love it or hate it, and I tend to fall into the hate it category. Although Dizzy Panic is a completely different kind of Dizzy game. It's sort of like an arcade game where you've got to match colours and shapes and blocks going through, like dropping down. So that was actually quite fun. Magic Land Dizzy will go on the shelf. And again, that actually genuinely surprised me. Thought nothing of it when I picked up this bundle. And it is Steve Davis Snooker on the Spectrum. My God, this is a good snooker game. It runs really fast. It's really playable today. The physics seem to be quite nice as well. Whoever coded this, not the person who says he coded this, they did an amazing job on this. They really did. Jumping over to, let's just do this one quickly because this was just going really, I think somebody was selling this for the price of postage, and I had to pick up because I didn't have any. If you can see in there, a couple of tapes, and I'll show you these ones as well, a bit closer. They're C16 games. These are basically the ones that would have been bundled with the actual computer when you bought it. So yeah, it'd be nice. I'm just going to sit through and load a couple of these up because I don't spend enough time with the what's the +4 I've got. I know they're getting harder and harder to get working these days because of the TED chip blowing and all the rest of it. So, whilst mine's still running, I'm going to load some of them up. Can't pass something up like that for the price of postage though, can you? Right, got a couple of homebrew games here, which I've picked up. I know I showed you one before, but they've released another one, and this is by Chronosoft, ZX80 Kong. Very, very nice. Also, these run on the ZX81 as well, but looking forward to giving this one a go. ZX80 Kong. The artwork on that, I think, is really nice. Although my wife absolutely hates the artwork on the Pac-Man one. She says, "Why's Pac-Man got to have teeth?" Although, if you want a really, really bad one, look up the port of Jelly Monsters, which is basically Pac-Man on the VIC-20. The cover of that is horrifying. It really is. Blue Star, and this is on the VIC-20. Not had a chance to play this yet. Looks like an interesting little platform game. I'm gonna. I haven't hooked up the VIC-20 for a while, so that's something that's going to have to make me drag it out. Sorry. Oh, these two games here. You can laugh, but the company that makes this are called Bum Fum Software. Okay, and there's a reason behind that. Is because the guy who has the group actually used to put bum in the with your name, if you know what I mean, when you played an arcade. So that's how the Bum Fum Software came about. Everyone always gets a laugh over that though. They always think you can call it that, but it's just what it is. That's the name of their company. He sent me these ones as a gift, which I'm very grateful for, because I've got Ooze, very, very nice platform game on the Spectrum. I'd say I played it for 10 minutes, so I've got to give this one a proper go. I think David Birdsall did a review of that and said it's one of his favourites. But this one has very fast become one of my favourites. I've never seen a Spectrum game run so fast and so smoothly with almost no colour clash whatsoever. And the speed that it moves. And it's Old Tower. I think there's going to be a port of this coming out soon on the Commodore 64, which I'm going to have to give that a try to compare the two. But basically it's like the puzzle game where you go around, you've got to collect all the stars, but you can only stop in certain places and like move left and move right, and you've got to figure your way around. But it's so... You probably won't be able to see that on there. This is in my top 10 games, not Spectrum games, top 10 games. It really is. I love this game. Old Tower. Now, the reason why I got those games is because I was buying this one, and this was a must. This was limited to 20, I think, and it's Mighty Final Fight. And I got the collector's edition one, which as I said was limited to 20. I've got number 5. So, and it comes with a sleeve. Hang on, I've got to pull this out of here as well because there's like a spine bit for it as well, which is really nice. And the tape itself. And look at the colour of that. The detail, the time and the effort, the detail that's gone into this whole package is amazing. If you can see on there, and backed up by for the fact that it's a very, very good game. It really is. If you've played Final Fight, it definitely it's up there with the NES version, and to say that for a Spectrum game, to say it's on par. The only problem you have with it being obviously on the Spectrum is its joystick control, and you've got to do everything with one button. But if you hold down the fire button, then you can do other functions. Like if you keep your finger down on the fire button and keep punching, then you can jump and stuff like that. So I think for someone who's been brought up on the Spectrum and Amiga and stuff like that, I'm kind of used to it. But if you've been brought up on pads with 2 buttons, it's hard to go back, you know. But yeah, so that's Mighty Fight. What did I say? Mighty Final Fight, did I say earlier? Mighty Fight. Yeah, Mighty Fight. Where did I get Final Fight from? Dyslexic brain reads whatever it wants. This, I was very glad to get this, and still, again, not had a chance to actually use it yet, but I was looking forward to this coming in the post. and I saw a few people buy it, and I just had to jump on before they all sold out, and it never happened again. And that's the Acorn Electron Elk SD64. And if you haven't seen one of these, it's the same as the got one here, the Div FMC Future for the Spectrum, but this is for the Acorn Electron, which, to be honest, as a system that I have, and I've had probably a couple of years now, it's been very neglected. Sam's got a BBC Micro as well, and I don't think I've ever got that down for, it's got to be over a year. I need to change that. But yeah, it's really, really nice, solid 3D printed case. Your SD card on the top, and this just plugs into the port at the back, and then you're ready to go once you've loaded your games on. All instructions and everything came with it of how to load it all up. I just got to get a bit of time to do it, to be honest. I've not sat down with it yet, but I'm sure when I have, I'll end up playing an awful lot of Chuckie Egg. Really good on the Acorn Electron, that on the BBC as well. And what we got down here, one of the last packages, but I've got something down here that I need to show you. I picked these up, which are a couple of Amstrad games, which, as I said, I've not actually haven't even took these out of the box yet. I haven't got an Amstrad hooked up. I've got a greyhound called Zelda, and she's like an ex-racing dog. She went straight from the track to our house. She never even went to the kennels or anything like that. But this one just caught my eye. I had to get it, and it's Wembley Greyhounds, a racing simulator for greyhound racing. I haven't played it. I've seen a video of it, and it looks bloody awful. It really does. It does not look like greyhounds. I mean, on the back here it says it's screenshots from the Spectrum, but the Amstrad version, it looks like they're chasing just an orange blob around the screen. You know it's bad when the screenshots are from the Spectrum on the back, not the actual Amstrad. Buggy Boy, an absolute classic game, but never played it on the Amstrad, so looking forward to giving that one a go. Really good game. Most ports of that is a really good game. All ports of this next one I think are good, even though, again, hang on, I may have played it once. Stunt Car Racer, and this actually has an Oxfam sticker on it, which do you know what, I'm going to leave it on there because it's Oxfam 39p on the tape. If I found that in Oxfam 39p, I'd be very, very happy. Stunt Car Racer, one of my favourite racing games of all time. It really is. A lot of good memories. A lot of falling off the track as well. Never played this one before, but it was there, so I picked it up. Up for grabs. Know nothing of this game. Not all I can say about it is I know it was on the Spectrum, so I'll have to load that one up. Pro Powerboat Racing Simulator. It looked interesting. It looks kind of like a Micro Machine style game. Quite colourful. I know there's a couple of the Powerboat games that are actually really, really nice. A lot of them by Codemaster. You can see where the influence comes from for the Micro Machine games. And this last one is Elevator Action. It's a classic arcade game, Elevator Action, but not played it on the Amstrad. So yeah, looking forward to giving that one a go. Looks quite interesting. Even if I never play it, it's got a good cover. I think the majority of these games, you don't end up playing them. You pick them up because, oh, I like the front of that one. I like that one. And it ends up sitting on your shelf like most people, and that's pretty much it. Anyway, on to the big one. I haven't been out much during the lockdown. Apart from work and back, I've really been sort of keeping my distance. But I had a week off over my birthday and everything, and I said to myself, I've got Thursday off, I'm going to attempt to go to town. I must admit, anxiety up here whilst I was doing it. But I walked into town, avoiding all the buses, and I managed to get into a couple of little shops that I didn't have people in. And one I went to was Unit 3 Collectibles in Wolverhampton. If you like anything retro, toys, games, records, books, you know, anything, they've got it there. If you ever get a chance from you Wolverhampton and you go to Unit 3 Collectibles, pop in and say hello. Adam's the guy who runs the shop. Really nice guy. Very, you know what I mean. If you, the more you buy, he's happy to help you with prices and things like that, and just a nice friendly atmosphere. You know, you could go there, you could spend an awful long time looking around. But he had, when I went there, an Amiga 500, and he just got this in apparently during the lockdown. I just had to get it because I've got the 600, I've got the 1200 and the Commodore or CD32, but I didn't have a 500. I think I did have a 500 plus at one point, but I sold it just purely because of space at the time. But it was nice to get this back. And as I said, it's fully working, nice condition. But if it was the computer on its own, I would have been, I'm not so sure, I may pass on it. But this is the part that sold it for me. It came boxed. It came boxed. This is the Cartoon Classics pack, which to me is so iconic, really is. I mean, even though I had the Amiga 600 one, which I can't remember the name of it now, but I've also got that one boxed. It's just, it's a box of an era, really, isn't it? This was released sort of like towards the end of its life. They were trying to push, you know, extra things with everything else, but it's just such a nice box. It did have a big sticker over here, and I know the previous owner of this, and he said the person who bought it off bought it and it got shipped with tape wrapped around it and the mailing address just slapped on the front of the box. Do you know what, if somebody did that these days, you can go spare, you really would. But I suppose back in the 90s and stuff like that, it was just another computer, wasn't it? Nobody thought they were going to be collectible. It's just what you used. But it came with the power supply, came with the games, all the other bits with it as well, and that is going to be sitting nicely on my shelf with the box 600. I use my 1200 more than I use other things, so these are just more really nice to have. Oh, it did have an expansion as well in it. I haven't checked what size expansion it is, but it's nice to just have an original. You know, there's something about the shape and the style of it. It's really nice to have. So yeah, that's the pickups that I had over the past few weeks or so. Still waiting on a couple of things, which if I do another pickups video, I'll save them and keep them in that one. But yeah, it's just been nice making a video again. Thanks for all your support and comments and things like that off people. It really did help. It helped then, and it's still helping now. It really is. So, what any pickups you've had? Let's share in the comments below. If you feel like popping over to the Random Nerd Chat Facebook group, that will be, I will attempt. Still not very technical minded when it comes to all this. I will attempt to put the link down below. And again, Pod, Steve, John, thanks for everything for all this time. It really has. Just being able to chat to you guys and just being able to know that you're far away but you're still there has really helped me. And I definitely, when all the madness is gone, I'm definitely going to have to buy you guys an awful lot of drinks. I really am. No blue cider, Pod. No blue cider. That's always a bad night. Anyway, put this down on the floor without damaging it. Thanks everyone for watching. Not sure what my next video is going to be. I'll have a think about it. And yeah, thanks for watching, and all stay safe.